Hey guys, we're back here with another episode of the Distant Discussions podcast, and I'm here with.
Catherine, hi guys.
And today we got a pretty good topic that we want to talk about. It's why you should be friends before you start dating. We think that this is a pretty important topic that we kind of want to cover, and we actually have a special segment that we want to jump into after that Catherine started, but we'll get into that once we get uh, over the main topic that we're talking about today. But I'll let Catherine take over from here.
As Sebastian mentioned, our topic is getting to know someone or being friends with them before dating them. And when we say dating, we don't refer to like casual dating, we refer
Mm-hmm.
to like being in a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that being friends with someone before jumping into a relationship is very important because for one, you don't know if they're a serial killer, and that's just my true crime speaking. I'm not just gonna date someone. I don't know if you're gonna kill me,
Mm-hmm.
you know? That's besides the point. For but that's important to know.
I mean,
But also, um, also, like all you want to know if their interests, their values, their morals align with yours. Because I feel like personally, if I am going to date someone and then I find out like 2 months in, or I don't know how much time, that none of their morals align with mine, they don't agree on anything that I do, I'm wasting my time.
well, I definitely think the reason, especially now in today's society, it's important to become friends before you date is because a lot of people don't want to answer those questions in a first date, even if you did. Like they think
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, why are you going into it so fast? But at the end of the
that's
day,
too far.
you're trying
Yeah.
to date them. So it's like, what, do you want to hide it until you realize 6 months later, wait a minute, this is not someone I want to date because they don't value what I value? It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. It's like no one wants to get into the heavy questions from the get go, which is why it's important to become friends so that you realize what their values really are. And you guys are talking casually. It's not like you guys are getting into anything serious, but you find you get yourselves matching a lot, and you're like, oh, I really want to get into this now. So that's why.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I also feel like when you're friends with someone, there's not a whole lot of pressure there. And when
Hmm.
you're like on a first date or like just immediately going into dating someone, there's all this pressure to almost be perfect for that person or like fit the mold of what they want.
Yep.
And when you're friends with them, you guys are just hanging out. You guys don't have anything that you're like trying to get from the other person. Like you're not trying to go on a date with this person. You're literally just trying to have someone to talk to, like someone to have fun with.
Hmm.
So to me, it like takes a lot of the pressure off and you don't feel like, oh, this person like is only talking to me because he wants to date me. Like he's only taking this time out of his day because he likes me. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
I just feel like it's more natural.
I feel like, especially when you're just trying to become friends, there's a lot more true intentions behind it, like
Yeah.
genuine intentions. Like when you come with the approach of just being friends, if it doesn't work, at the end of the day, you're just approaching it as a friendly thing. So I was like, okay, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's not a big commitment. And to that, I think it's really good. It's just really good to focus on that in your mindset. Just, oh, I'm gonna be a friend. I'm just gonna try to be friends with them, and if that doesn't work, then I know that trying to date them wasn't gonna work anyways.
Yeah, and it's so funny because if you're a girl, you've seen, or even guys on TikTok, the videos about icks. Like a girl's
Mm.
like, oh, that's an ick or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, I remember telling Sebastian this. One of my biggest icks was back when I was single and men would approach me or like guys. And half the time, keep in mind, it was through social media. So they didn't know me. Like they didn't know if it was actually me behind the screen.
Mhm.
Okay. And they would like there was this one specific instance that I will never forget. It was the biggest ick for me. It was this one guy, he messaged me and barely got to know me, keep that in mind. And he had only seen me through pictures. And he basically told me like, "Oh, like I think he asked me how my day was or something, but we had a ton of mutual friends, so I didn't want to be rude because he knew a whole lot of people I did. So I was like, "Hi, whatever, I'm good."
Yeah.
And he then like hits me with the, "Oh, I think you're so pretty. Like, do you want to go on a date?" I didn't know who this guy was. I just knew he had this like mutuals, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the same friends as me. And I had never seen this guy either. So I was like, I told him, I was like, I don't go on dates with people I don't know because that's true. Like I said, I don't know if you're a serial killer. Like that's my biggest fear. Like, so I will not go on a date with anyone I have not personally met or I don't know at least a little bit of information about.
Mm-hmm.
Here he goes. He tells me, he's like, "Oh, well, you know, we can, kind of get to know each other, or like be friends for a month, and then we can go on a date and like kind of insinuating like get in a relationship." One, he never asked me if I even was attracted to him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Two, he just assumed I just wanted to date him. Three, he didn't know anything about me. He didn't know my personality. And I know a lot of people go based solely on looks, and that's kind of what that is, like the fast dating culture. And after this is just wild. Basically, I was at an event type thing, and this person knew I was going to be there, and they showed up because this was through like social media. They showed up just to see what I look like
That's
and
crazy.
didn't tell me. And I just thought it was the after that I ghosted. I never replied because that was like next level to me. I wasn't like also attracted to them, and I kind of try to make that clear, but it was like not like going through.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's another reason I would prefer being friends with someone because I don't have to deal with that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And for a lot of girls it's just annoying. Like not even annoying, it just feels like almost like pressure to say yes because sometimes they won't leave you alone, you know?
I mean, for sure, like there's some guys there that are definitely persistent online. Like they'll just constantly message. Hey, if they don't get the message, if they don't get a response on that message today, they'll go again tomorrow. Some guys give up, some
Mhm.
guys don't. But like
Yeah.
for the most part, online dating has definitely become very normalized. I mean, right now we're long distance, but we've known each other since high school. So like
Yeah.
it's not like we're getting into this not necessarily knowing each other in person. But
Yeah, this isn't no 90 Day Fiance.
yeah,
Mhm.
no, but you know, to all that, of course, it's your preference. Like, depending on what kind of dynamic you want in your future relationship, go for what you want. But this is our
Mm.
opinion, this is our preferences, and I think, you know, it definitely is worth um finding a good friendship in someone that you eventually date. Because
Mhm.
the fights that you'll get into, you guys become a lot more understanding, a lot more compassionate. Of course, you already have that natural appreciation for one another, so you don't want to go after them too hard, especially if you weren't friends before. But when you are
Mhm.
friends, you won't attack each other in very harmful ways because you guys know how to navigate
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, and like as we mentioned, Sebastian and I were friends for a decent amount of time before we started dating. And I do think I got to know him pretty well. And obviously, you don't really ever truly get to know someone, I'm guessing, until you're married or like, just basically seeing them every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like it's important to be friends with them so you can at least know, you know, their morals or like what they believe in and just the way they are before you get into a relationship with them because it's kind of hard to, I don't know, kind of bond with someone without knowing those things.
True.
So to me, I don't know, I just wouldn't jump into a relationship with someone that I don't know too much about. Like, I don't want to waste my time. And I do have experiences with both, like dating someone who I've known for so long and then someone that I like was friends with for like a couple months. And the difference is insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
So from personal experience, I do feel like I have had a better experience dating someone that I knew for longer, but that's only because I knew so much about you
Yeah.
before I started dating you. And that's why I decided to date you. Because if I wouldn't have known all those things about you and you wouldn't have known all these things about me, we probably wouldn't have ended up dating each other.
Yeah, because I mean, from my own experiences, I've pretty much been in the same boat. Like, I've always thought of a relationship as someone that you would be with like after you've already been friends with that person, because I think having that dynamic really, like, I think back to a previous relationship I kind of got into really fast, and
Mhm.
I obviously thought they were attractive at the time, and I started talking to them. The thing is, like, I barely knew anything about them. Like, I knew the main points about them, as a
Yeah.
person, obviously.
Mhm.
But it only was a couple, like, I would say 2 months, and then we started dating. And,
Yeah.
you know, throughout the time we were dating, I kind of just started realizing, like, I'm not necessarily compatible with this person whatsoever.
Yeah.
The important questions were never asked. I never really got to know them truly deep down. And to be honest, it was pretty much a waste of time. And,
Mhm.
thinking back to that, I'm like, I can't do that. I can't afford to do that anymore. Before I started dating Catherine, though, I didn't mind, meeting new people, but my intention in my mind wasn't to, like, oh, I'm gonna take you on a first date. It was kind of just, oh, I want to be chill, like, be friends with you, see how things go as being friends, and then go somewhere. But, obviously, especially with the people that I've kind of just met along the way before I started dating Catherine, um, it was the same thing all the time. Like, none of the important questions would be asked. It's kind of just have fun, do what you want, and then eventually realize that was a waste of time and move on. That's pretty much what happened. So yeah.
Yeah, and like I do think that sometimes even if you are friends with someone for a while and then you jump into a relationship, they can still change. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So for me, I was friends with this person for a couple months, like 3 months, and then I started dating them, and the change was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it
Mhm.
personally. It was like night and day. So obviously that's another conversation we can have about like changing and just
Yeah.
acting like someone you're not. But that's actually my point here. Like this person was friends with me for like a couple months and I don't know how it ever came up, but it kind of came up like, "Oh, like what kind of person would you want to date?" But it was like we were like friends. Like I didn't think I was going to date this guy or anything.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, I would want a guy that has these qualities, that's just important to me." Like it was like a casual conversation. Like it wasn't anything too big.
Hmm.
But when I tell you he took that and ran with it, that's exactly what he did. Because uh a lot of people do this, I guess, but he like became what I wanted. And then obviously when you do that for someone else, given, enough time, though that like persona or like that
The
mask you're putting
rose-colored
on,
glasses. Yeah.
yeah, it will begin to crack. Like it's not going to stay that way. If you are
Yeah.
not that person, it's going to come out eventually. So obviously that's why after that situation, I'm like, oh, I have to date someone I've been friends with because it's like almost traumatizing and it gives you trust issues because it's like a guy or a girl. I say guy because I am a girl and I date guys.
Yeah.
So I would say guy because like guys can do that like from personal experience. Like there's been like so many girls that have shared the same experience with me. It's like he was this way and then we started dating and it's because they kind of know what you want. And when you're not friends with someone, you don't get to see that that's not who they actually are
Mhm.
until you start dating them.
Yeah. And that's definitely, like, the scary part. I mean, you can see this in many different ways. Like, you can say, oh, maybe you're just insecure and you're scared, but, like, there's definitely people out there that have their true intentions when you go, like, if you were to go on a first date with them, and they'll tell you straight out.
Hmm.
And then there's a lot of other people that kind of just lie, like, lie out like
Hmm.
crazy, and basically just waste your time. They just
Yeah,
straight up waste your time the entire time, and you can't do anything about it because you think that they're, giving you what you want, but that's not what it is at the end of the day.
yeah, I do feel like that's a lot of people now. Like they'll date people and then realize, wait, I'm not compatible with this person
Yeah.
after dating them for like a year. Um, but this is why I kind of enjoy our relationship because when Sebastian's here, we have like such a good time.
Yeah.
we're like literal friends. Like we roast each other. Like it's kind of like we're friends, but we're dating. And my best friend always tells me that she's like, I feel like my boyfriend is my best friend, and that's the way it should be.
Mhm.
It should be. It should feel to me personally like I'm dating my best friend. That's what I've always wanted. And like I just think about like here's a little story time of me and Sebastian. Um Like, you would think that when you're dating someone and something embarrassing happens, you get, like, super, like, embarrassed because you're dating them.
Mhm.
But me and Sebastian know each other so well that we're kinda like it is slightly embarrassing because it's just embarrassing, but it's not, like, the worst possible thing to happen. Like,
Mhm.
a while ago, Sebastian came to visit me, and, this was, like, not the last time he came to visit me, this was, like, one of the first times, like, last year he came to visit me. We went to a movie and I was carrying my big, like, those movie cups? I was carrying it from the top, like, of the
Uh-oh.
lid, and it was so heavy because I had a drink, and I always carry my drinks like that, and I had so much in my hands, and Sebastian did too, so I was trying to carry my drink. And it was, like, silent in the movie during this time. I don't know if the movie was, like, what was happening, but I just remember it falling, and I just heard, like, the like, on the carpet, like, of the
Oh
drink.
no, we were walking down the stairs, walking out of the
Yes.
theater. Yeah, I remember
Exactly,
that.
so we were the only people, like, walking out. I think it was, like, mid-movie, we were gonna go do something, I don't remember what we were gonna go do, like, get a refill? I don't know what we were doing,
No, 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 no,
but we
no. It
were
was the end of the movie. We're leaving, but there was still a lot of people trying to get out of their seats. I remember this.
oh, okay, yeah, I thought it was in the middle of the movie, but
Yeah, yeah.
I froze. I just froze for, like, 10 seconds, and Sebastian was like, "What are you doing?" And, like, it was so embarrassing, but at the same time, I wasn't that embarrassed because me and him literally just laughed it off afterwards.
Hmm. Like even though you were talking about embarrassing things, it reminded me of like the icks, the way girls take them.
Mhm.
And I think, you know, when a girl sees a guy doing something embarrassing, it automatically kind of turns into an ick. Like it's the weirdest thing possible. Not the weirdest thing possible, but like the weirdest thing to me because I feel like girls take that to heart. They're like, "Oh, that guy is not attracted to me anymore because he did this one thing." And it's just like, what's the point of that? Like, if you're gonna
It
do that, you're gonna like, why? I don't get it.
it it's so funny because Sebastian I always tell him that was an ick, like,
Yeah.
as a joke, and he just looks at me like, "Oh," like, it's, like, so offensive to him, but I actually have a funny story about this. So, this is why this kinda ties into us being friends because if okay, I now have a fear of wasps because I got stung by one, and it was the most painful thing I ever experienced, and it was massive too.
Mhm.
So, the last time Sebastian came to visit, my mom was like, "Hey, can you and Sebastian take the trash out?" And that's where I got stung by the wasp, right? So, I was carrying the wasp spray and I was like, "You know what? You're like my boyfriend. You're supposed to take care of me, so you go and deal with the wasps and I'll stand here and I'll spray them." Tell me why a wasp approaches me and I start running, and keep in mind that my little dogs, Oreo and Snoopy, they're with us, and then Oreo starts running with me, and Oreo is supposed to protect me. He's the worst protective dog I've ever met. He is scared of
I
anything.
mean,
Like,
it's a
he gets so
tiny
scared.
dog. What do you expect?
Okay, wait. He runs, right? I turn around and Sebastian's running behind me. I was like, "Wait, you're supposed to help me throw the trash out." And it's funny because I didn't even know he was running behind me. I just turned around, he's so close to me trying to run probably past me.
No, no, no,
And he
no,
was like,
no.
"What?" He's like, "What? They're wasps."
What, do you
And
want
I
me to
w
square
told
up with them? Want me to
no, and
fight them?
I told him, I was like, "Dude, that's the biggest ick ever," like, as a joke, and he looks at me and he's like, "Oh." But by the way, like, to sum the story up, we were out there for about 30 minutes trying to throw this trash
It
away.
was not 30 minutes. It was like
It was
15
a
at
lot
most.
no,
15
and
minutes at most.
it was so hot. Just standing outside for, like, 5 minutes would make you sweat. I was drenched in sweat when we went inside.
Yeah, yeah, guys. Like, she wanted me to fight every single wasp I saw in my proximity and just like square up with them.
No. Okay, look, my mom goes out there and she throws the trash away and she squares up. She has not gotten stung. I was just not paying attention, I think, that one time I went out there, and then this wasp squared up on me, and now I'm
Mm.
traumatized. So now I can't go out there by myself. And Sebastian, I thought, like, oh, He's not scared of wasps. He lives in California. Like he never sees them. Like to me, I wasn't scared of them, to
That's
be honest.
exactly
For
why. I never
I
see
wasn't.
them.
No, no, no. I
No, no,
wasn't
no.
scared of them.
Those wasps weren't regular wasps either. Those things were red, and I don't even think they were wasps. I would have mistaken them for hornets, to be honest, because those
I don't
things
know
were
what they were.
massive.
I don't. They were massive, and they. I still have a scar, and they. It was. I remember calling Sebastian that day when I got stung, and I was in tears, literal tears. It was the
Yeah.
most painful thing I have ever experienced. Like not experienced, but it was like anything that came from a little like bug or whatever.
Hmm.
It was so bad. So now I'm like traumatized, so I don't want to go out there. And then Sebastian was like fighting for his life, like from these wasps. And anyway, the point being is like I was like, that's an ick or whatever. But that also goes back to us being friends because I could bug him about it, like as a joke. Like obviously he knows I'm joking because he knows my sense of humor. And it was just the funniest thing because I feel like if he wasn't my friend beforehand, he would have stood there like trying to pretend like he wasn't scared of these wasps. But I turn around and he's right behind me, running along with me. So, mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. No, your sense of humor is the same way when you're serious. Like the thing is, yeah, there's times where she's joking, but a lot of the time she's being serious and joking at the same time. So like if I laugh at something, she's like, "What are you doing?" I was being serious about that. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because she reacts the same exact way both ways. So it's impossible to know. Like as long as I've known her for 10 years at this point. Like of course I can gauge her sense of humor now, but it's still not perfect because at one point she'll be joking and I'll be serious and she's like, "It's just a joke." And on the other side, you
Oh
know,
my
she'll be
God.
serious and I think she's joking, so I start laughing and she gets really mad at me. So it's like a lose-lose for me.
No, it's just I'm sarcastic. Like I have a kind of like a
The
dry
sarcasm
sense of
doesn't.
humor, but look, it's like dry sarcasm basically, and then he can't tell. And I'm the same way with his sense of humor though, because sometimes he's joking and I have no idea he's joking. Or like his jokes sometimes are
Oh,
just not funny either.
man.
Okay, okay. Like I think I just have such a good sense of humor, but he will not get it unless there's a laugh track in the back. He doesn't understand when I'm joking. Like, and I'm just like sometimes I'm like blatantly joking. Like there was this one time I literally made up this whole story like as a joke, okay? I was like, "Oh yeah, this one of my friends like I don't know, I think I said like Justin or like some name I've never mentioned and I've never heard. Like I genuinely don't have a friend called this.
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I have this friend. I'm going out with him. We're gonna like, go do this." And he looks at me and he's like, "Seriously?" Because I was kidding because I was going out with a friend, but her name started with the same letter. But I was just like, I thought he would know it was a
No, no,
joke
no, no,
because
no,
he
no,
knows
no.
all my
I
friends.
kind of figured you were joking because I know how you actually are, and I know you wouldn't be doing something like that. So I was
Mm.
like, I was half like, "Oh, is she joking or is she being serious?" But then, as time went on, I kind of started taking it seriously because she pushes on the jokes really far. She will not stop until I actually get mad or like pretty serious and like,
No,
"No,
no,
I'm just
no,
joking."
no, no. The reason I keep the jokes pushing is because I can see his doubt, and I want, like, I can see him being like, "Is she joking?" And sometimes my jokes, I want them to like, you have to believe them for them to be funny. But then sometimes sometimes I expect him to know they're a joke. Like this one, it was like expected, but the fact that he was doubting whether or not it was a joke, I was like, does he actually think I would do this? Like to me, it was just insane. So I don't know what else can I do. It's just funny. If you know Sebastian, you know it's funny to mess with him. Like not in like a bullying way,
Oh
but just
my
like joke
god.
with him because I just think it's his personality. Like he's pretty like clueless to like sarcasm, I feel like.
I wouldn't say that.
Like we have different sense of humors. Okay, like I think The Office is funny, but funny enough, so does he. But I feel like my sense of humor is kind of more like The Office and like Modern Family. But I don't know what his sense of humor would be like the Twitch gamer sense of humor. Like the gaming sense of humor vibes.
Nah, I don't laugh at that. I like
It's just
I
he makes
like.
jokes. He makes jokes that I absolutely do not understand sometimes.
Like what?
Like he'll say things like with him and his friend High Rapid, if you're listening if you're
Yeah.
listening to this, sometimes they'll make jokes and they're like ho 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 ho, and I'm literally have no clue what they're talking about. They're like, oh, it's like a flip reset.
Oh, no,
I'm
that's
like,
just
what are they
specific to the
talking
game.
about?
No, that's not like a gamer thing. It's just that, obviously that's what we did for such a long time. It's a specific video game, it's a mechanic in a video game. And we just kind of make fun of it outside of it. That's it.
Okay, but okay, I think he has a very nerdy like sense of humor, which is fine, you know what I mean? But I personally just don't understand it. And then my sense of humor is like I'm the biggest troll ever. Like I've said that before. Like my mom knows this. Like my sense of humor is just kind of like people I just don't understand how people don't know when I'm messing around
See, it's
because
not
it's
just
like
me.
no, my mom knows, but I'm saying like some people, I guess
Mm.
people who don't know me don't know just yet, but like sometimes I'm like trolling and people think I'm being serious and I'm like, dude, like specifically Sebastian thinks I'm being serious.
No, I'll be
But
joking too, and you react the same exact way. Like, is he being serious? Like, oh my
yeah,
God.
it's just I guess because I don't know why we do that with each other when half the time we know when the other person's joking
Because I have dry sarcasm too, but the thing is, I can't read yours, and you can't read mine. That's the only
because it's so
problem.
dry.
Exactly. But that's what I'm talking about. It's just so hard to navigate whether you're joking or being serious. Like that's the thing. Like I don't take the jokes too far. You do because that's just in your nature too.
Well, when he says too far, he doesn't mean like I'm mean about the jokes. I
Yeah.
feel like I just like keep them going for so long that he starts to believe that it's no longer a joke.
Because that's your goal. That's why.
Because that's what makes it funny for me. Because when he realizes I'm joking, he also starts laughing. Like, wait, like I really believe that. Anyway, let me get back to the topic. This was so off topic. But anyway, as you can see, we're very much like best friends and we love to mess with each other.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's why I think it's great to be friends with someone before you date them because you can literally be clowns around each other. Like like when I FaceTime Sebastian, I've never been like, oh my gosh, I have to wear makeup around him all the time, blah blah blah. When we FaceTime at night and I do my nighttime routine, he sees me in my messy bun bonnet. You know what I mean? Like face slathered with whatever medication I have on it. But I don't care because he's also seen me through my freshman year braces. My teeth had so many gaps when I had my braces. Like he's seen me through the mud.
I
Like
mean, you seen me when I was at my fattest. I was basically almost obese. So
yeah, so to me it's like, you know what I mean? Like we've been friends for so long that it doesn't really matter. It's like, okay, we know each other really well.
mhm.
But anyway, I think that's all for today's topic. But it's time to get into my special segment. So, my special segment is tea on celebrities and seeing Sebastian's reaction.
Yeah, because I
As
don't
we
follow
mentioned in,
any celebrities whatsoever.
yeah, I mentioned this in my last um podcast, in our last podcast. I was
Mm.
gonna say my last TikTok. I got
My
very
last
distracted.
podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say my TikTok. I got
Hmm.
like, I don't know. Anyway, so I had mentioned I was gonna talk about the Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez, and Justin Bieber drama. So let's get into it.
All right, hit me.
So, Sebastian, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber dated for I don't know how long. They dated for a long time. And while he was dating Selena Gomez, he cheated on her, like, you know, supposedly with Hailey Bieber.
Oh, it's not confirmed.
It's like pretty much confirmed because paparazzi caught them in like a hotel together. Yeah.
All right.
So she was kind of like in the picture, like while they were dating. And
Homewrecker.
then
I like that.
homewrecker vibes, right?
Hmm.
Um, so then oh, and also this is kind of like relationship tea, most of the tea I'm going to be giving because this is a relationship
Yeah.
podcast. But anyway, so I don't know if he dated her while they were broken up, but Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber broke up for a while,
Hmm.
got back together like multiple times, and then they finally broke up again. And then after 2 months that they had been broken up, they got married. Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber got married, and Selena Gomez and him had only been broken up for 2 months.
Also, nah, they definitely had something going on in the background the
Exactly.
entire time.
That's what everyone says. But there's this new theory coming out that basically Justin Bieber was getting kicked out of the US because of all the stuff he was doing. So he needed to, the only way for him to stay here was to marry someone for a visa, and he had to be married to them for 5 years. So people are saying that they think he's gonna divorce Hailey Bieber now because now he can have a visa.
What does he accomplish? Like, is he gonna try to go back to Selena after that, or because that's pretty stupid?
That I don't know. But anyway, so then Selena Gomez came out with the song, and it's like after 2 months he replaced us. And like, yeah, so that's how people know like he did like marry her.
Dang.
And apparently like he tried to like reach out and called her multiple times before the wedding. Like there's like rumors of that. And while he was married to Hailey Bieber, he posted something on his TV. Like he was like searching something on his TV,
Hmm.
and he had been looking up Selena Gomez's outfit at Coachella. Like he was looking
What?
her up while he was married to Hailey Bieber.
Man's got some issues. He doesn't know how to freaking choose. Although
Yeah, my
well, I mean, if he was originally with Selena, I mean, Hailey Bieber as or not, I'll just say Hailey, 'cause at that
mhm.
time, I mean, she's got her own issues for trying to ruin a relationship like that too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Nah.
and my mom and I are up on all this tea that Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, because we're Team Selena, obviously. um, And oh yeah, oh okay, okay. Recently, not too long ago, this tea came out where like Hailey Bieber was copying everything Selena Gomez was doing. Like she would post an outfit and then she literally had the same like so Selena Gomez had a makeup artist and she posted, "Oh, this is my makeup artist." Hailey Bieber hired her a couple months later. They like she would post in an outfit, like,
Nah.
then she would have the same outfit. And then she used to have, like, a fan she used to be part of a Justin Bieber fan page before they even started dating, her and Justin Bieber. Like, Hailey
Hmm.
Bieber was part of a Justin Bieber fan page, and she would, like, follow him or, like, tell them where he was at. She was,
That's
like, kinda
weird.
yeah, and then, like, all this came out. So people are like, she was plotting, like, to marry him this whole
Yes,
time. Like, people
it's
think
like
it's,
she
like, a
planted a
plot.
seed. Like,
Mhm.
all I see is either Justin Bieber was saying stuff about Selena to her and she kind of got insecure about it, or she did her own research and found out a lot about how Justin Bieber was with Selena and like what he like what she well what he liked about Selena, and
Mhm.
then Haley took that to heart and kind of doing the things Selena does to copy her.
No, and she would literally post like back in the day when Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber were dating on Twitter. She'd be like hashtag Team Jolena. Oh my gosh, I love Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber or whatever. Like she would post about them being a cute couple,
Yikes.
and then she
Yikes.
ends up like, I'm people like pretty much know that Justin Bieber cheated on Selena Gomez with Haley. So it's like a whole thing, and I don't know. I just think it's insane because there's, like, so much to unravel there because I remember people were like, "This is insane," because Selena Gomez started a cooking show. Hailey Bieber started a cooking show right after.
I think Haley is straight up obsessed with Justin Bieber and she'll do anything to kind of keep
I
him.
don't I don't think she's obsessed with Justin Bieber. I think she's obsessed with Selena Gomez
Why do you say that?
because there's this, like, weird phenomenon where, like, a lot of girls
Mhm.
who are, like they, like, get the guy or whatever, become obsessed with, like, the ex. Like, probably she realizes that Justin Bieber, like, really loves Selena Gomez, and that was, like, his first love or something, and it's probably, like, like you said, an insecurity thing or something, but she's married to Justin Bieber, but, yeah, she's still coming after Selena Gomez,
Well, I
like, she
mean,
made videos.
yeah, I mean, well, with everything coming out, like people actually thinking they're gonna divorce, like he's gonna divorce her after the 5 years. Of course, she's gonna be
Mhm.
insecure about it. But when you started a relationship off like that, what'd you expect? I mean, you can't
Yeah.
expect anything more. You can't expect the most amazing thing when you literally ruined another relationship because you're a
Mhm.
homewrecker. So that's just crazy. Like the mindset of these some of these celebrities is freaking crazy to me.
I
And
know. But, yeah, that was kind of my little a situation, the little tea I had for today, but I did want to get to into Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater. Like that one I really want to get into, but I had said I was going to talk about this one today.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to wait until the next one for me to kind of spill the tea on that one. And I will kind of have more notes next time because I kind of just said about what I knew from my head, but it might not all be super accurate. But they're just all like TikTok videos I've seen, so I
Mhm.
don't know how accurate they are. But yeah, this was all kind of just like a little bit of information, but it also kind of had to do with, relationships. But we'll keep track on Justin Bieber and Haley just to see how that goes. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Next time we'll probably have a more interesting celebrity tea,
Yeah.
but that's the tea for today.
Yeah, like I didn't know what to expect of that, but I mean, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into the podcast. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe to it if you are on YouTube. And if you guys are listening to it on any other platform, just be sure to leave a follow and leave a review if you guys can. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.